This is Air Force I Combat, or Air Force Air Combat, as it says on the box. A 3D system, which I bought today from Chelsea Street Market for the whole princely sum of £5. More of that in a later video, because the main point of this video, which is just to show you two items I picked up from Chelsea Street Market today, the remains of my birthday money. Main point of this video is to show you this little lady. I'm sure you all know and seen and know what these buggers are. This is a Astro Wars from Grandstand. A most excellent, agreeable British machine. Love this game. Played it for the first time today, although I did have a friend who had it when I was little. Now the point of this video is this is a great machine. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little bit tatty. So one thing I do when I buy consoles and or any system and they're in a bit of a state like this little lady is here, I clean them up, and I have my own way of doing it, and I'm going to show you how I restore consoles. Well, not restore, because I'm not going to be able to restore this completely, but clean them up so they look quite nice again. Now before I do, I'm going to go through all the legal stuff. Obviously I'm just showing you how I do this. I'm taking no responsibility if you try this with your own consoles and break them. If you don't know what you're doing, please do not attempt this, because it involves, well, potentially very destructive very destructive methods. So I've got this for £10 by the way from Chester Street Market. So let's change cameras, no, camera angle, and I'll show you what I do to them. Right, the first job when doing this sort of work is to separate the case from any of the electrical workings inside. So the first thing I'm going to do is it's much easier with these older consoles because you've just got usual traditional screws. So I'm going to undo all these screws and take this case apart. Obviously, first of all, silly me, remember to remove the batteries. So there we go. These came with it as well, so that's not too bad, is it? So I'm going to remove the batteries, take that, take this case off, and then I shall be going back to you in a few moments when this is done. I'll show you the next phase. Okay. Right, okay, that was entertaining. That put up quite a fight. Now, when you're stripping things like this, I suggest that if it does put up a fight, don't pull too hard, because you, like when I was stripping this, you can't always see what's going on inside and you might actually break something. So be very gentle when taking these things apart, because as you can see on this one there is a lot that can be damaged and you'll end up in tears. Now it came into three basic parts. The main unit here, this is the control board, which is actually the dirtiest bit, so that's going to be fun. And the top half, which has some little screens plugged in, which gives that special nice effect. I'm going to take that screen out, and always when doing this sort of thing, make sure all your bits are kept nice and safe. So I've got the control buttons there, screws there, bay there, battery bay, and of course the screwdriver. Now on assessing this, what we basically do when we're cleaning these, when they're this bad, is we're dunking them into the sink and cleaning them, scrubbing them. But this section has a lot of electronics, quite sensitive electronics plugged in to it, and I'm a bit unwilling to remove them. So that bit is just going to get a wipe over. I think a good scrub. This bit can be immersed and then dried, and so can this bit. So I'm just going to remove this screen, and then we'll move over to the bathroom and I'll show you how I do my little bits there. Right, next stage. Welcome to Retro Gamer VX's bathroom. this is all you're going to see of it. In the sink I got nice hot, well warm water with just bubble bath in, because it's nice and gentle on this stuff. Now this is dirty, so literally no electrical bits left in there, so I'm just going to literally dump it in the water and leave it to soak for a little bit whilst I work on this bit. This is the control deck and it's the dirtiest bit. There's real grime in there, so all I'm doing, I'm ducking them in, shaving brush, because they are quite soft and they won't hurt you and they won't hurt this, and they're really good for getting down in those holes. So there we go, give it a good scrubbing. Get all that bloody dirt out of there. It is difficult to see when it's wet where the dirt is, but I can imagine this is getting itself pretty damn well. So just giving a good scrub up. There we go, that should do it. It was nice to see that the inside of this console is quite clean. Just rinse her off and we'll put it to the side to drain just a little bit while we do the mummy. Okay, so we've got the asphalt. A lot of dirt around here, and these sort of brushes are excellent for getting the rubbish out of those grooves. So, it's like doing the dishes, isn't it? Right, there we go. Give it a good scrub up like that. And these are the only two bits I am going to stick in here, because the other bit obviously has the electrical connections. Now, I'm going to let that water drain, got a touchy sink, and rinse her off. There we go, she's looking much better already. And she's got a screen here which is quite scratched, so I'm just going to, once the sink's clean and this is rinsed off, I'm going to show you how I clean up the screen. Alright, okay, it's now been dried mostly, and I might not be able to see here, I can. The screen's got pretty, there's quite a few scratches on. It doesn't distract from gameplay when you're playing it normally, but you know, you want it as clean as possible and shiny as possible. Now the method I'm going to show you is often described by people on YouTube, but they get it wrong. Quite often. So, now this method is not going to remove all the scratches. Probably won't remove most of them, but it does shine it up quite nicely, and that's the toothpaste method. So I'm going to squeeze a few labs of the old toothpaste onto here. Now, where most people get this wrong, they say, now just spread this around and leave it. Toothpaste is basically an abrasant, so you wouldn't leave it on your teeth to settle, would you? Toothpaste acts while it's damp, while it's still squidgy like this, so all we're doing is rubbing around like this constantly, and it acts as a very mild abrasive, and it will shine up the screen quite nicely. This also works brilliantly for CDs. Games that aren't working, you can use this technique on, and I've got many of them working again using just this. Now when you get bored, when you've had enough, then just wash it off. It takes a bit of washing off. Do best with the hot water, and then just rub it off, and then we shall dry it off. We shall make sure all the other components, like the control thing there, are nice and dry. And then we shall go back into the room, and actually that looks quite good already. Start to reassemble it. Join me then.